The timeline of events is quite revealing, with Hunter Biden joining the board of Ukrainian energy company Burisma on April 18th of 2014. 3 days later, the Jake Sullivan fracking conversation took place. Then Hunter Biden's role with Burisma is made public. That happened May 12th of 2014. And by December of that same year, Congress approves $50 million into support for Ukraine's energy sector. McCormick believes this was a Biden family kickback scheme, and he's willing to testify in front of the grand jury now seated in Delaware investigating Hunter Biden. Tim.
Very interesting. Okay, millions of dollars, Mike, in transactions between Chinese companies and President Biden's son, Hunter, are being exposed through bank records, according to Senator Ron Johnson. Just the News reports records show the Biden family was involved with the now-defunct CEFC China Energy, which had connections to the Chinese Communist Party. The Chinese-American Cathay Bank has given Senate Republicans records showing millions of dollars in transactions. The CEFC China Energy reportedly gave $1 million to Hudson West III, a joint venture owned by Hunter Biden and Gong Wendong, a business associate of CFC's founder. Senator Johnson said this: "It is the Chinese government telling Joe Biden, we've got the goods on you, buddy, and we're willing to dish it up."
Joe Biden was lying when he said that he never talked to Hunter Biden about his overseas business connections. This is a thoroughly corrupt family.
The bank records also include the president's brother, James Biden. Greg?
All right, let's talk with the dean of the Robertson School of Government at Regent University, former Congresswoman, Victory News contributor Michelle Bachmann. Welcome to Victory News today.
Greg, thank you.
Let's take those last two stories. You just heard Senator Johnson discuss the millions of dollars moved in Cathay Bank among the Bidens, and the Obama stenographer who wants to testify to firsthand knowledge aboard Air Force Two of the Bidens enriching themselves. Is there anything, the FBI doesn't seem interested, is there anything Congress can do to get this testimony on a Delaware grand jury?
Well, they have limited options. They could hold a hearing and they could put all of the evidence on the table and shame the Delaware prosecutors to move forward. But clearly, this is almost an open and shut case. You have live witnesses with proximity to direct firsthand information, and you have documents that tell the story. So the case is there, and our problem is that it appears that we have a compromised, potentially corrupted FBI and Department of Justice. And so we need someone somewhere to bring real justice on this matter. The reason why this is important, Greg, is because our country has undergone intentional destruction for the last 2 years. And isn't it curious? In every situation, communist China has been the benefactor. So that alone begs to have a grand jury investigation of these transactions.
Okay, some more highly sensitive and classified intelligence information was found on the chat app Discord. The leaker is apparently in his 20s and worked on a military base. Here's Joe Biden's response.
Cool, we got to move.
I'm not concerned about the leakages, and I'm concerned that it happened. But there's nothing contemporaneous that I'm aware of that is of great consequence.
So is Biden right to be at ease and not concerned? How dangerous is it for these intelligence secrets to hit the internet in a gaming chat forum?
Well, clearly the president is wrong on that effort. I sat on the Intelligence Committee. We dealt with classified secrets in the nation. I can tell you the entire Intelligence Committee was horrified with this Bradley Manning, Chelsea Manning, who had disclosed unauthorized disclosed secrets, as well as Edward Snowden. This is a major case of disclosure. The president is derelict in his duty. He needs to keep the nation safe. He's not doing that.
Okay, former President Trump spoke with Tucker Carlson on Fox News, and he compared his foreign policy with America's rivals with the current administration. Here's what he had to say. I'll get your response.
Russia wasn't going into Ukraine with me. China wasn't going into Taiwan with me. I mean, now all you see is, China with ships all over the place and sending airplanes and bombers. That wasn't happening with me. He knew you can't do it. And also, Russia knew you can't do it.
Now, Trump concluded America is in the most dangerous time period in our history, and the current leadership is not equipped for it. Is that an accurate assessment?
It's 100% accurate. When President Trump was the president, we were an extremely strong nation. The president actually brought peace. He was stopping our involvement in international wars. Just the opposite has happened. Now the United States is seen as the weak horse. We are no longer seen as the military superpower on earth. The devastation that's happened to the United States from a foreign policy perspective is incalculable. And that's why we're seeing all of the war activity across the earth. President Trump is exactly right.
Okay, I want to show you a chart. When you look at this chart on inflation over the last 5 presidencies, how is it that Joe Biden continues to brag about his economic policies when inflation is 6 times higher than when he was vice president under Obama?
Well, because the president lives in a fantasy land. He reads his cue cards, if he's even able to do that. And we can't get one straight answer out of the White House press spokesman or the president of the United States. So we've got to find out our own information. And the sad thing is the Biden administration is wanting. We're in a dire straits when it comes to the economy.
I can't forget what Obama said when he was coming in office, that he was going to radically transform America. And I don't like the transformation that's happening here. Now, the Democrats are ready to be done with Dianne Feinstein. She wants to serve out her final year in office. How should this be handled?
Well, Dianne Feinstein owns this franchise to her office. The people elected her. She's able to stay there throughout her term. She's getting pressure from Democrats because they want to confirm radical judges. So she's allowed to stay there. Yes, she has a lot of health problems. That's her call.
That is her call. Michelle Bachmann, thank you so much. Back to you in just a moment.